Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, boys.
Good morning. Good morning.
So, Biffy, thank you for coming to lunch with us.
Pleasure.
How are we all feeling today?
Good.
Yeah.
Finally awake after the second coffee of the day, I suppose.
Fabulous. What did you get up to last night?
Last night I sat and watched television. I watched a movie last night. What was it? Central Intelligence with The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Oh, nice.
Rock and roll.
That's
Pretty
highbrow.
funny.
That sounds amazing.
Pretty fun.
So how have you been spending your time since your Reading and Leeds headline triumph a couple of weeks ago?
I spent the first week learning a French rap because we had to cover. We didn't have to, but we were big fans of Christine and the Queens, and we covered Tilted for Radio 1, and it was quite nice after that weekend to just avert the focus elsewhere and not kind of dwell on the weekend. We're kind of weird about things that go well for our band. We don't really like to talk about it. We kind of
Just ignore it then.
Yeah, it's almost like that, you
In the
know.
past, it's fine.
Because we just went straight into working on that, and then
That's right.
we'll get a couple of days off this weekend, so we'll probably have an internal high five with
Yes.
ourselves.
So yeah, do you look back on it? Do you think, oh, that was a pretty good show? Or you're just like, we've done that, move on, next thing.
I think
A bit
when
like
we
that,
have time, we look back and, like Si says, like a muted high five, but we don't let it sink in too much at the moment. We're still things to do, so we can't celebrate too much.
Yeah, we've still got the world to take.
No, still things to
I think because it's such a crazy experience and
It's unnatural.
it's unnatural to stand in front of that many people, and I think there's a little bit of self-preservation kicks in when you're just like, this is not happening. You know, you don't want to think too clearly about it because you get really freaked out. You know, it's just a gig. It's just another gig, which it clearly isn't. You know.
So you're joining us here for lunch today. Are you foodies? Are any of you foodies into your food? Do you cook?
We all like
Yeah.
food,
Yeah,
yeah.
love
Yeah.
food.
Like
Ben and
food.
James are both cook a lot at home.
Yeah, I think one of the things about being in tour is it's a privileged position eating nice food like this.
We start every day with a honeycomb ice cream and
Then moved on to a
chocolate
brownie.
and then something peppers.
Padron peppers.
Padron-
And always
padron.
food with eyes.
Always food with eyes. If it doesn't have eyes, we don't like to eat it.
No point.
This ice cream had eyes earlier.
Yeah, eyes. Cream.
Hey, I should have seen that. I should have seen that. I'm a lyricist, man. Fuck's sake.
Who's the most adventurous eater out
I
of?
think probably
Ben never orders the same thing twice, which I always admire. I'm a creature of habit, and I always order the same thing. And Ben's always, I've never heard of that. Give me that. Which makes you a food winner and also a food loser. Quite
I know,
Yeah, has
yeah.
that backfired a lot?
It
on
can
you?
backfire. It used to always be my food would be like half an hour later and turn up, wouldn't it? And it'd be cold and it'd be an issue. And I'm usually pretty easy going, but it kept happening. I think it was in America one time. Just every meal we had, I got totally shafted.
I remember getting a steak in Vegas once. We went to one of the kind of really fancy steakhouses, and it was just sometimes a piece of meat. Could just be delicious. That was one of the best pieces of meat. I mean, we love Korean barbecue. We finally got to have Korean barbecue in Korea, which was absolutely delicious. I think the women thought we were stupid because she kept pushing us back, saying no, no. She was really angry at us. I don't know
What, were you
why.
just getting too excited about the meat?
Well, I think we wanted to kind of cook the meat and all that, and I
Oh,
think
right.
she was like,
Right.
no, you're Westerners, you don't know what you're doing, you're going to burn yourself or you won't
Okay.
cook it properly.
Amazing.
Speaking of
And-
food.
Oh, look at this.
Speaking of
Look at
food, we
this.
have some more food.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that looks
right.
good.
This looks
Oh, that does
sticky.
look good. Yeah.
Thanks, Leonie.
Well,
Good
thanks.
time.
Thank
Thank you
Cheers.
very much. What are they?
Polenta chips.
I'm into those.
I'm going to start with a wee
I
piece
mean,
of this beef. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do it.
I think you thought you
said
said chicken,
chicken, but
but
it's
it
beefy.
doesn't look really chicken.
What do you make of it?
Chicken,
Chicken.
sticky,
I'm game.
barbecue.
And the conversation dries up.
It's a sign of good food.
Recommend that. It's delicious.
Biff,
Not ever moving.
okay, can you talk amongst yourselves? While I,
I tell you what, though, back when we started touring, food as any band or anyone that hits the road, it's hilarious the lengths you go to. I'm sure I told someone this recently, but I remember getting a sausage roll from the garage, being in a travel lodge, and it was a storage heater, you know, one of those heaters that takes 12 hours, and I remember trying to heat up my sausage roll on the storage heater, and I sat there for about 3 hours, wrecked out my mind, you know, like, oh, that's definitely getting warmer. There's a heat on that.
you are at the moment arguably the biggest rock band in the UK. How does that feel?
Sounds great. Yeah.
We take it.
Yeah.
We will take it. We won't
Yeah.
say it, but we'll take it.
Does it feel like, I mean, there's #1 album, headline festivals, an arena tour coming up, an arena tour behind you.
Yeah,
You put it
It's
that way.
pretty big, isn't it? It's big
It
stuff.
does feel good. I think it's a strange one.
It's,
I don't
it's
know.
almost like to think something you have, to feel something you have to think it. I don't know if we sit and think about these things. You know, it's nice to be asked and it's nice to talk about it, but
Yeah.
it's not really the way we operate as a band. You know,
It's never been something we've aspired to, so I think that's why we kind of don't really know how to react. We just care about our music. We just want to
Yeah.
make music that turns us on. And again, it sounds so boring. It's such a cliche, but it seems like we've accidentally kind of ended up here. But don't get me wrong, we love playing the big shows now. We've slowly grown to love the big shows, and they feel almost more vital sometimes. I mean, maybe this is me tricking my brain, but then some of the smaller shows, you know, I feel that we've kind of grown into it, and I feel that we belong in the big stages
Yeah.
now. So maybe that's a way of saying, yeah, I guess we do feel.
Maybe.
But I mean, there's always a ton of great bands, you know, and biggest doesn't mean best. We'd rather be the best band in Britain. How about that? In the world.
You've been a band for over 20 years. How do you keep, I mean, that's longer than most relationships. How do you keep things exciting? You know?
In the bedroom, you know, role play. I'll pretend I'm the drummer sometimes, you know, James will slip into vocal mode. It's, the main thing is we're pals. We were friends before we started playing music, so the band came from us being friends rather than forming a band and then becoming friends. And
Okay.
you know, our cultural touchstone points are the same. We're the same age. It's the same way you would say, how come you're still friends with someone that you knew when you were young? It's like we kind of respect each other. We know each other now so well that we know that we can get pissed off at each other. We know that we can get tired, but you learn how to deal with it. And the thought of not being in each other's lives is always much more terrifying than, you know, if you tell someone to fuck off when you've known each other so long, it doesn't matter. And I think it grows from Ben and James being twins, you know, that way I feel like I can probably get away with more. Like, yeah, fuck you, dude.
What's the last tattoo someone got and who wants to show us?
I think it was
our joint.
our joint tattoo.
Oh, have you got a matching?
Yeah.
We do. Do you want to do your
Who's,
line up, boys? Mine's on my lower left. I'm on my lower.
this is my way to get you to take your shirt off.
Yeah, cheap boy. Saw right through that one, Leonie.
Famous.
Yeah, basically, the
Okay.
tattoo starts up
Oh,
there,
is it-
goes all the way down James's back and joins up in my thigh, but I don't want to take my
Maybe I'm
trousers
gonna
off.
take
But,
that off. All right, fair
but yeah,
enough.
it was like an artist in Berlin called Kanye.
Okay.
And we've done a bunch of t-shirts and stuff with him. We really love his artwork, and he managed to do us all in one sitting, one night in Berlin.
How long did everyone's take?
We started about 11 at PM. It didn't take that long. He probably did them all in about 4.5 hours, 5 hours.
Okay.
But it was a slog, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think me and you made like breakfast radio the next
Oh
day or
my
something.
God.
So we're sitting at 3:30 in the morning, going, "Come on, please."
Ow, ow.
Really nice. It's nice to be drawn together, and it shows the symbolism of our kind of journeys together and through the high points.
We
and low
normally do
points.
it before every kind of record. Before the first record, we all get the B, and then before
Okay.
puzzle, we get the puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
It's just kind of recommitment, as soppy as it sounds. It's a recommitment to each other in the band, you know. And
Excellent. You've spoken a lot about your love of Kanye West. How much closer are we to the Biffy Kanye
oh,
collaboration?
it's going to happen, man.
Yeah?
It's going to happen. Biffy West. It's in the pipeline. No, he's too busy
he not
trying to be a
answering the phone?
celebrity. Yeah. I wish he'd just focus on one thing. That's my frustration. You know, like the Fade video is one of the most bonkers and greatest videos I've ever seen in my life. The song is fucked up as well. He's so close to being an actual genius, you know, but he does a few things that kind of takes him quite far away from that, and his self-awareness, I think, is probably something he could work on. But yeah, so I probably just ruined any chance of working with Kanye.
What's the last thing you bought online?
Well, I actually bought Boys Don't Cry, Frank Ocean's magazine.
Oh,
I spent more than I should have.
how much?
I'm not telling you.
Okay.
I'm
Is
not-
this an eBay number?
Yeah, it was an eBay number.
Okay.
Luke was a fantastic communicator. Great e-beer.
Has it turned up yet?
Yeah, I've got it.
And what do you think?
It's amazing. It is a beautiful. It's one of the heaviest magazines I've ever had. I mean, it's a bit bonkers. Some of it's a bit shit, but I love it. I just
Yeah.
love it as a concept, as a piece of art, as a companion to the record, and a lot of the photographs are delicious in it.
Okay.
So that and Buckingham Palace, the Lego. I ordered that last night.
Is that for you?
That's for me, of
Okay.
course.
The last thing I bought was a gift for Simon for his birthday.
Oh, did you?
What is that? I don't know.
Which he hasn't got yet.
I do that.
How long do you start working on the next album? Have you already got the cogs turning? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's important to, as soon as we finish recording a record, it's about looking forward and just kind of waiting for inspiration to strike, I guess. You know, we haven't had time to work on anything new yet, but yeah, I think once the album's out, we don't actually listen to it anymore. It's straight on to the next thing. So, so we'll tour hard for the rest of this year, and then we'll hopefully get some time to practice and we can try a few ideas with it.
All right, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very
A
much.
lovely lunch.
We didn't eat enough.
I know, Jesus Christ.
Can I actually-
Brownie and chicken.
That again.
I'm gonna go polenta.
Now?
You have some ice cream.